Okay, so we ready to start?
Yeah,
Okay, we're ready to start.
ready to start the video.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
My name is Liza,
I'm Zaya.
and today we're shooting our first episode.
First real episode.
We're excited to be here, and the name of our show is Finding Our Favorites. Today, we decided we're going to talk about...
We're gonna talk about movies, I think. Well, I bet that's the big thing I've been thinking about so far.
Okay.
Because I watched The Polar Express
Oh, yeah,
last night.
we did.
You fell asleep.
I did. I fell asleep.
And then you watched, what, The Preacher's Wife? What was it
Yeah,
called?
but then I fell asleep.
And then I fell asleep to that. Wow.
The Preacher's Wife. So I have not seen either one of those films. And I wish I would have never seen any of Polar Express
Oh, wow. That's how it is?
because I thought it was a little scary. The animation to me was very it didn't make me feel all warm and like you know when you see something cute and you feel like, oh, this is so cute, my heart feels open, and no, they were creepy to me. And I was struggling through the first few minutes before I fell asleep.
That's okay. It's okay. I mean, look, mocap for a whole movie is crazy work. But
What
I
is
don't
mocap?
motion capture. It is when people rig up actors with little suits that they use and then they process in a digital software to make sort of 3D renditions of their like facial movements and body movements.
Well,
Which
was
is-
scary.
That's what they do in video game cutscenes
Mm.
for like 50, not more than 50, about 98% of the time. That's what they do for video game cutscenes. Especially voice acted ones and 3D voice acted ones. I don't know. I didn't get that vibe. They looked weird. That one guy on the train that kept, not the
Tom
conductor,
Hanks?
not the conductor.
Oh.
Later
Oh, the
in
guy on the
movie,
top of the train?
The guy on the top of the train with, I don't know if he was like the ghost of Christmas past or what. But he looked crazy, but I think that was on purpose. I think he was supposed to look crazy whether or not the animation was like lifelike or not. But it's funky. It looks wild.
Yeah.
But I can't say I was, I was chilled. Wow.
I just would rather not have
Watching.
seen that. I don't need that in my consciousness
Mm.
or subconsciousness. However, that's gonna show up later.
You don't need that boy, the...
No, and then we started. Well, yeah, then we started watching Preacher's Wife, but I also
Yeah.
fell asleep. So
Yeah.
must be just very tired. But
I
I
was-
do like Preacher's Wife though. That was very good. It's
Yeah.
nice to see Whitney Houston. I'm a fan. It's crazy to see Denzel. But okay, so we were thinking about our favorite movies, but neither one of those are.
Definitely not favorites.
Not at all.
I wasn't really paying attention for The Preacher's Wife. I only noticed that Denzel Washington was in it, and that was about it.
Oh, okay. I thought it was pretty good, but I haven't not at all finished hardly
Yeah.
any of it.
Do
Go ahead.
you have a favorite movie right now?
Well, right now, do I have a favorite movie? No, but when I think about over time, movies that I have felt very struck by, one of the movies is Frida. I remember feeling very just wow about her life, really I thought her story was really interesting, but that movie specifically, the cinematography in that movie was really amazing to me, especially of all scenes. The scene that stands out for me is the scene where she's actually in the accident. She actually has her injury where all her back pain ends up stemming from. But now that I'm me and where I'm at now on my joy journey, I don't know, I remember feeling very struck by that film, but I don't know, I probably wouldn't call that my favorite movie right now. Yeah. What about you? You got one?
I don't know if I have a favorite because I like too many movies. And that is, anytime you ask me what my favorite anything is, I'll like too many of them to pick one.
Oh my goodness, this is going to be an interesting show.
I know.
Because it's called Finding Our Favorites, Well, I guess there's an
Plural.
S on it.
Plural.
There's an S, so I
Yes.
guess that favorites.
Favorites, plural. Multiple.
Okay.
I think because I was just talking about this. I think to this day, How to Train Your Dragon, that movie series, is like top 5. Top 5.
Could you watch that today? Like right now, if I'm
100%.
like, let's go chill,
100%.
make cocoa and watch a movie.
I'm watching How to Train Your Dragon without a doubt.
Interesting. So what qualifies your favorite? Like, what qualifies as something being your favorite movie? Like, what needs to be there?
I think. So How to Train Your Dragon, it has its issues with the fact that I'm pretty sure they reuse voice clips multiple times, which is a little jarring because I'm like, wait, that's the exact same line, same inflection and everything. But I think the acting in the movie was good. I felt sort of immersed in the storyline. And I think the writing was more or less pretty good too. I don't know if it's like if I went to actually dissect the story, I'm like, okay. I don't know if it's like perfect, but it definitely was. It's a fun movie to watch.
Is there like, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Is there like a moral that you're taking from that story that feels very like you feel deeply connected to, or you're like, yeah, that's what life should be about, or you're
I
like,
don't know.
yeah, this reflects my core values in some way.
I think the moral of the story is that like you never see like kind of like fully nerdy, pretty lanky, just straight up losers like sort of take redemption. Because Hiccup in the first movie, he's a loser.
Oh no.
Like he's frail, he's small. His dad is the biggest man alive, and he sort of dwarfs in comparison.
Yeah, I remember that.
And like he can't fight.
He's all heart. He's super
He's
tender.
all heart, super tender. He can't fight a human, let alone a dragon.
Yeah.
And sort of by the end of the movie, the first movie, and then also the last movie, he sort of redeems himself. He's still kind of frail, but like he can fight a little bit, but mostly it's like.
But don't give away the movie.
Okay.
I
No
mean,
spoilers for the.
We gotta
20-year-old
figure
movie.
that out. If
No
there's spoilers or not.
No spoiler. I feel like it's so old that either everyone has watched it or it's too old for someone to care about it.
Okay.
Because it's like like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Like spoiling that movie is like
Impossible.
yeah, it's like or like spoiling Star Wars. About now, everyone has either seen it or know it pretty well that it can't really be spoiled. Like me, I haven't seen it, but I'm like, if you tell me something about it, I'm gonna be like, okay, that doesn't really affect my experience of it because it's pop culture.
Got you. Okay, so we got one favorite.
Got one top 5 favorite movies.
Is How to Train Your Dragon.
That I include all the movies in that statement.
Okay. A previous me would have said Frida.
Okay. What about you now? Do you have like at least the top 5 or like a candidate?
Man. Another movie that I feel very struck by, but I don't know. Excuse me. If I would say that it's my favorite movie, is it called The Marriage Story?
With Adam Driver?
Yes.
Interesting.
That movie to me was so. It just felt so real. Like there was something about that movie that was so real. And one thing to know is that we really like Adam Driver as an actor.
He's a pretty good actor. Yeah.
One thing that we do when we're looking for movies is we just look for our favorite actors and see what movies they've been in. Because usually, like people that we like, it's usually a sure shot that they're also in movies that are up to par.
Yeah. So like we got Adam Driver, we got, for me at least, Callum Turner, the guy who played that blonde guy in Boys in the Boat.
Okay.
And he also played the boy in The Only Living Boy in New York.
Okay.
I think I watched that. I don't know if you watched that with me. No, you did. Yeah.
I did.
So I think he's a good actor. I think so far his movies have been good. There's a lot of actors and a lot of movies.
A lot of times we're going to search for a movie and we spend a lot of time, and so what we've done is just been like, okay, who's our favorite actors, and let's go see everything that they've done,
Yeah.
even if they're movies when they were just started. And it pretty significantly, it's always a good movie, even if it's one of their earlier movies.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you? Wouldn't you say?
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah. So
Any movie that, oh, I keep forgetting this guy's name. I feel so bad. The guy who played, Frodo. Elijah Wood. I keep thinking his name is Elliot, and it's
No.
not. It's Elijah Wood. Every movie that I've seen him in has been good. One, War, when he was a baby.
He was so good in War.
He was
Now
so
that's
good
a
in
great.
that.
That's a good movie.
That is a good movie. I saw the movie.
Excuse me.
I can appreciate the movie. I think this is a good movie. I don't know if it's in my top anything.
Yeah, I think it's a good movie. I think when I think of what qualifies as a good movie is that when I'm watching the movie, I forget that I'm watching a movie.
I don't want to feel like I'm watching a movie when I'm watching a movie.
Never. Even like if we go to a live production, like a concert,
Like
a play, especially theater.
Especially theater.
Oh my goodness, theater. Just the feeling of like you're so distracted by the actual production instead of like the feeling. But I would say that's the case for maybe all art, maybe.
Yeah, I just watched I believe a video essay recently about the visual sort of quality of video games
Mm-hmm.
and how, like, one, it's a standard that, like, the best looking video game kind of won't exist because the standard keeps, advancing as technology advances. And also, I see that people, when they play games with super, super, like, crazy, sort of realistic visuals, they feel like they're taken out of the game because they're like, whoa, that guy looks so real. That guy looks so real. How do they do that? It looks like a
And they want to feel
person.
like they're playing a game.
And they want to feel like they're playing a game and connect to the story and the characters.
Yeah.
Not like, whoa, this technological feat is crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's how I felt with the Polar Express.
Yeah, it did look. Yeah.
What's it called? The Uncanny Valley.
Uncanny Valley.
That's what it made me feel like.
Valley.
It's this is Uncanny Valley, and it was just I couldn't get over that.
It is. I'll agree with that.
Yeah. Explain what Uncanny Valley is for people who might not have heard of that phrase.
It's basically Uncanny Valley. If you look it up, there is a
Like a
sort
diagram.
of like a diagram, and it's basically like not uncanny. It's like if you think of like a cartoon or like a fake depiction of a human, you can tell that like, oh, this is stylized and sort of the proportions are stretched and squashed in a way to make it look like a human, but not like a human. So like you can tell like if you watch like what's a cartoon
Do you have your phone on you? Maybe we can Google it and just read the definition real quick.
Yeah, that can happen.
Because what I'm thinking about is like there's human and then there's like cartoon fake, right? There's real and then there's fake. But then there's this thing in the middle of those two that is like half cartoon, half human, and it's kind of like creepy.
Yeah.
That's how I think about it.
It's usually used to describe robots because human looking robot androids that people make in real life
Those are scary.
look insane every single time.
That's why I didn't like dolls. Like growing
Oh.
up, to me, like
Yeah.
do not. I remember my mom bought me a doll one time, and when you would lay it down, the eyes would close, and when you would pick it up, the eyes would open.
I think it's an American Girl doll.
So scary. It wasn't back then. They didn't have American
yeah.
Girl.
But it's a similar technology with the
It was
gyroscopic
super
eyes.
scary. I was like, man. I looked at the doll, and then I looked at my mom, and then I looked at the doll. Like, no way. I
So-
want no parts of this.
this picture here, I'll put it up on the screen. If you see here, there is like a, it's kind of like a sliding graph. On the far left is, on the horizontal axis is from, like, human on the far right to non-human on the far left. And then the y-axis is, like, sort of emotive and then unemotive. The Uncanny Valley is sort of the dip, where it's sort of out of the bounds. And it's what, like a wax sculpture.
Oh yeah, wax sculptures are super not my vibe.
Where it's like it's supposed to emulate the affectation of a human.
Man, I don't like none of that.
Parts.
Yeah.
And it just looks weird. And it's one thing if you're like making like a little robot and it's like, you know, like not like WALL-E. He's a cute little robot.
Yeah.
Because he's not supposed to look like a human. He's supposed to look like a character.
Yeah.
He's supposed to look like something with a face at least.
Right.
But not like real human.
Right.
And when you make something that's supposed to look like a real human without the right either technology or like the ability to stylize, so you can just sort of work around the inability to recreate a human.
Yeah.
That's when you hit the Uncanny Valley.
Yeah.
It's just when human things don't look human enough, and it's weird.
Yeah. Okay, so back to
movie.
Yeah.
We're talking about movies. I don't know.
So maybe we'll just say a couple more apiece of your favorites, if you have a favorite. Or I guess this is actually turning into things that just, for me, I don't know if they're my favorite, but I definitely feel like, oh, that moved me, or I was struck by that.
Yeah. I think, I don't know, there's a lot of movies that I think are, like, good movies, and, like, not objectively, but I think are just good and great movies. And still, they do not fall under the favorite movie list.
Okay.
And I think that's really interesting.
Okay, well, do you have a favorite list?
Do I have a favorite list? I have a favorite list.
What's like two more of your favorites?
Arrested House,
what's two more of your favorites? Also, the reason why we have these mics is because we're seeking to put this to, just a FYI so they know.
Yeah.
We're seeking to put this through to a
podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, and we need our audio to be really crispy. So that's why we have these mics. Until we get whatever that we don't need to have these mics.
Yeah, for sure.
So, in progress.
But, yeah, I think one of my other favorite movies is The Little Prince. I think it came out in 2017. It was a 2017 edition, where it was like half 3D animated and half like stop motion, like claymation. That movie was awesome. I watched it with Mima, my grandma, and that movie was so awesome. And
go ahead.
And I just think it was a really good movie. It was about mostly like sort of keeping your childhood wonder, and also about like grief.
Oh,
in the same movie.
I don't know if I've seen that one then.
No, I would mention it to you.
Let's
but we
watch
haven't
it.
watched it. Yeah,
okay,
we should
let's watch
it.
that.
It was super awesome. It was like, I don't know. It was like that when I just described it as. It was that. And then another movie. Another movie. I'm split between like Little Miss Sunshine and like 500 Days of Summer.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Those two movies were.
Oh, you know what?
Shut up. Okay, still recording.
What's it called? Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah, we just rewatched that. That movie is awesome.
Every time I watch that movie, I get something completely different. Like, I've gone from thinking that movie was so devastatingly sad to being like, oh, this is actually a love, like a good, like a happy ending story.
Yeah.
I think that's an amazing movie.
It is an awesome movie.
Yeah, I could watch that pretty frequently.
Elijah Wood is in that movie also.
Oh, yeah, he
and
is.
Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey is actually crazy actor.
Yeah, he's a great actor. He's a
so
great
good.
actor. But the one movie I am kind of interested in just because of all the hype right now is Wicked. But like, I don't, like, for me, the title of a movie or the title of a restaurant, the name of a restaurant will keep me from watching it. And I get that. Yeah, like, I'm like, man, do I want to see a Wicked confirmation purchase come through my phone? But that's me. Zaya's just like, it's just Wizard. What did you tell me?
It's just Wizard of Oz.
It's just Wizard of Oz. And I was like, oh,
like,
shoot.
it's the same. It's the exact same. Like, it's the same moral, same people. Because, like, remember in, Wizard of Oz, like the movie.
Yeah.
They were like the Wicked Witch of the West.
I may watch it. I don't know.
But
I
I
have to think about it.
From what I heard, well, not what I heard, but my guess of what the story is, I feel like the Wicked Witch of the West, I don't think she was wicked. I think she just had sort of.
Yeah,
her name was smeared.
We might have to watch it.
And
then.
also, she's black. It's got to be something like that.
In this movie?
Elphaba? Yeah, she's black.
Yeah.
And I feel
but
like
she's green.
She's green, but she's black.
Then you think that's part of it?
Yeah.
Well, we might consider watching it. I'll think a little bit more. Maybe there's a part 2 to this episode because I'm curious, like, what other movies, like, I know things have struck me, but what qualifies as a good movie, we should kind of have that in there. And we hope you join us. I guess we'll wrap this episode up.
Sure.
Thank you for coming. Any last signing out thing that you would like to share before we go? We already got one. I would like to know what your favorite movies are, because we always are. We are compiling a list of movies that we want to see. So leave a comment with your favorite movie, and we'll watch it. And then any other comments you have about what you'd like to hear us talk about? Anything else?
I think that might be it.
Okay. All right. Peace, y'all. Peace. See you next time. Love you. Bye.